was by myself a lot. I'm sure you guys might relate to that. I was out in the woods talking to myself outside, riding my bike everywhere, making up movies and characters and TV shows in my mind and talking them all out while I was outside and, playing with dolls, playing house, whether it's dramatic or light, from comedy to the drama. That was something, for example, that I did. Some of you guys, it might be sports. You might have been pretending, hey, I'm a professional football player. I'm a Olympic ice skater, dancer, whatever it was. And it's very important to remember and see if you can go back to that time, because a lot of us forget and we block it out when we quote unquote have to grow up. So it allows you to recognize, just validate your feelings leading to this emotional healing and learn how to love yourself. And a lot of us, while we're doing this, we might realize that those around us weren't truly acknowledging and caring about who we were and our creative self. And perhaps some of our family, friends around us, caregivers, society, teachers, whoever it is, they just wanted us to behave, right? They wanted us to be good students, be good children, behave. There was discipline. These are the rules. This is how it is. Have you guys heard, don't do as I say, not as I do. That's how it goes. I've heard that, which is pretty rough. So a lot of us didn't have that example of someone being open and creative and showing self-love and self-compassion to their self. So how are we going to learn to do that? But it was something ingrained in us from the beginning, and we just have to get back there. So my next point, learning how to integrate this and finding your creative expression. This is part of the psychology. The inner child work, it encourages us to integrate those childlike aspects, right, into our adult self. So this can lead to a more fulfilling life, obviously, and us being truly ourselves, being authentic. Because you can't try to be authentic. You can't, I'm just keeping it real with you guys. You can't be an adult and be like, well, I need to be authentic, so I'm going to do this, and figure it out in your head. You cannot do that in your mind, in your ego. Like, it's impossible. You'll end up making a false self, wearing a mask, trying to impress people, right? You'll end up doing it for different reasons and motivations than the real true one from your inner self. So it's really imperative that we get back to thinking like a child and healing that inner child. So for the creative expression, the inner child, it's often linked to creativity, right? Art forms, art expressions. When a lot of us hear art, excuse me, I'm gonna have to drink some water. You guys can probably hear me talking. So artistic expressions, a lot of us think about painting, drawing, right? Oh, they're an artist. Oh, they don't have any money. Think of all the judgments that come down the pike with that. They're wild, they're this, they're that, all the critical things we've heard. And it's simply not true. So just figuring out what type of artistic expression is for me, and what did I do when I was a child, and maybe what did I want to do that I was told was silly, or that I told myself that, like, I don't need to waste my time. I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples to ask yourself, and if you want to jot these down or just think about your response, this is key. This is a jump start to identifying the inner child work that needs to be done to start that healing process. So this is like sleuth work, right? We're being inner child work sleuths, and we've buried parts of ourselves, unfortunately, that can be uncovered, but we have to do some digging. So we've got to excavate these inner parts of ourselves, get it out. So this is going to tell you what you missed in the past. It's going to tell you what you should be doing, as in love what you're doing. It's going to tell you to encourage your inner child and how to really love yourself. And it's not too late. I just want to encourage you guys. It doesn't matter how old you are, what your ego tells you, what other people try to criticize. Age doesn't matter. Your situation doesn't matter. This is totally worth it. Completely. So here's a couple to give you an example, as a kid, I missed the chance to blank. Here's an example. I wanted to go camping or another outdoor activity like that, and I never got to. No one ever took me, even though they said they would. And I really wanted to go. So I'll give you guys that example. Number 2, as a kid, I lacked what? What did you lack? Because as a kid, you know you didn't think about it. It's something that you're not able to verbalize, because as children, we're caught up in that playfulness and that imaginative world, and it's automatic for us. So we're not able to verbalize a lot of things or break down, identify our traumas or really what's going on, because thank God our brain and our ego actually is protecting us from that, so we can identify it later, especially if it's a lot going on. And number 3, as a kid, I could have used what? And here's an example: genuine connection, not a front, not a surface caregiver, not someone trying to make me behave, make me be a good Christian girl, make me be a good little daughter, right? And then number 4, as a kid, I dreamed of being what? What did you want to be when you grew up? Like your very first thought and reaction, not years later, I need to major in this. This is what I need to do, right? To make money, to be successful. That's ridiculous. I can't be an actress, or I can't be a writer. It's like those inner critical thoughts. And a lot of times we call it our critical parent. Sometimes people will even name their inner critic. I named mine when I was going through this process. I just called her Carol. I was like, Carol. So it sounds funny, but if you can get playful, even with that critical voice and your negative thoughts inside your head, it really helps to start to turn it from that negativity, because we get lost in that in our head and our body reads that and it makes us feel bad, and it creates disease, depression, anxiety. We become fearful for no good reason, listening to what society and everyone else is telling us to do, right? So it's kind of fun to play around with it when you get to that point and talk to yourself, basically. I've always talked to myself. I know people laugh about it, but it's true. You can talk to your inner critic and maybe name that person in your mind, whether it's, male, female, whoever it is, and tell them to get out of here. I'm like, Carol, stop. I'm like, get out of here. Go back to whatever you're doing. You're ridiculous. If you kind of joke around and can make light of it, that's one way that helps. So here's another question. Number 6 or number 5. In my house, we never had enough what? Okay. I'm not going to fill that in for you guys, but it could be money, time, right? Attention from caregiver, peace, just any kind of real connection, emotional connection. I'll give you a couple more and then we'll keep going on the points. Number 7, as a kid, for years, I have missed and wondered about what, from your childhood to now, what have you missed and wondered about? And maybe you put it on a shelf because you felt like you had to. And it's something that is really important to you and that meant something to you. And you're realizing, wow, I'm just getting along. I'm just operating and going through the motions of trying to be an adult, right? We call it adulting, #adulting. Well, there's a lighter part of that, doing errands and running around trying to make money. But, there's a more negative side to it as well, because we're told to be an adult and it really blocks out our creative self. And most of us, let's face it, we're blocked creatives, and it keeps us in our head. So they call that in this book, The Artist Way, being cerebral beings. And it's true. I mean, I lived most of my life like that. And I'm so glad that I was able to switch back over and balance them both out. So I am going to go to my next point here. And I'm going to read you this quote just for fun. With courage, you will dare to take risks. Have the strength to be compassionate and the wisdom to be humble. And courage is the foundation of integrity. And It takes courage to be able to do this. And people don't think of it like that normally, but it does. It takes a lot of courage because as you're going through it, people around you might wonder, why are you changing? What's happening to you? Because this process will force a healing to begin to take place that you may have never even imagined. You might start feeling different about things, people, places, your job, just so many different things because you're realizing this is not really me. This is not what I want to do. Like, what happened to me? And yeah, it really is the foundation of integrity. We think of that word differently, but this takes us back to that foundation. And creativity is grounded in reality. Actually, a lot of people think it's in fantasy world, right? Oh, you're being creative, you're working on your inner child. That's such a fantasy. That's like a made up fairy tale. It's quite the opposite. That's completely a societal lie. It's grounded in reality. So in the particular, like the focus, the well observed or specifically imagined. For example, as we lose vagueness about ourselves, our values, just life situation, we can become available to the moment. And we're talking about being present. And that's where you're going to reclaim and start to find your inner child. That's where your imagination really takes place and you can get creative and play with artistic expressions again and become truly confident and carefree and give yourself the permission and that validation that we've been searching for and everything else, right? Third party validation, we don't need any of it. We just need our own to be authentic and to find our inner child. So if you're available to the moment, you're not worried about the future, you're not going to the past and being depressed, and it's tough. It's like I know this stuff and I have to remind myself quite often. So it's really good to do these activities and these examples I'm giving you guys, just some of those questions to get started really helps. And starting to write down just any thoughts, not a journal really, but I call it a free writing where it's not filtered. You just start writing and it's like a flow of a creative writing and you'll be amazed at what comes out. I was pretty wild. And some of that stuff, it would never come out in a talk therapy session, any other type of therapy. It just wouldn't. It's got to come from within. It comes from within yourself and you actually don't need anyone else. I'm not trying to tell anybody not to do those things. I certainly have. All those therapy modalities are helpful supplements, to fill in, but it really comes from within. And once we learn how to become more present, we can actually contact our creative self, our inner child. It's like a spirit within us that it's like this little child inside of us, right? And once we get connected again, then it just gets easier and easier. It's like peeling back the layers. So until we really experience that freedom of peeling back the layers and appreciating solitude again, I know that was hard for me, but once I got into it, I was so thankful to enjoy time alone again. It made me feel like I did when I was a kid. So we can be enmeshed. If you guys know that word, enmeshed, this is how a lot of us were brought up to be people pleasing, to be like our parents, like an extension of them, our family members, right? And I call it brainwashing, conditioning. But we can't connect authentically and do that inner child work until we really get back in that freedom of solitude and separate ourselves from all that conditioning and people's opinions and criticisms and all that kind of stuff. So art and the creative expression in our inner child, it truly lies in the moment of encountering ourself, that solitude, being alone. It's like when people say, your Jesus moment or have you come to Jesus? It's really like, have you come to yourself? Because this is what we're talking about here. We meet ourselves and then we meet our self-expression. We meet our inner child. And for me, it was incredibly emotional. I'm not sure what you guys are experiencing or you will once you go on this journey, but I had tears flowing that I didn't know were in there. And but then it gets fun again. It goes back and forth. You'll be laughing, you'll be crying. That's part of the fun of it. If you can learn how to just be free and appreciate the roller coaster that is within this inner child work, it does get easier and it does become more automatic when you become more authentic. So then you become original, you actually become authentic, and you become something specific, an origin from which creative work can flow. So you don't have to try to be creative. You don't have to try so hard. I call it the vein of gold. You just take out your arm, normally how they're going to take blood from your arm, right? And you just pop your arm. It's that creative flow. You just tap in that creative flow coming from source, whatever. Peel back the layers of your mind, get out, play, go on an artist date with yourself, spend time with yourself, and you won't have to try. It's just in there, that vein of gold. We lose it in the false self that we were sustaining, but we can absolutely regain our creative identity, which is our inner child, and doing this work is key. So we're talking about how it's linked to creativity, artistic expression. Those are some questions to ask yourself also. What type of art expressions can I just start playing with, whether it's by yourself or if you take a class or whatever it is. If you have kids, just sitting down to draw with them again, paint, just act out characters if they have little toys, or go outside and just play, run around and play tag. I go swinging on the swing set in the playground all the time, and people give me funny looks, and I'm like singing to myself and just wee, having a great time because I'm carefree now. I have my inner child that's happy and doesn't care what people think, and that's another part. So we're coming to steps to reclaiming your inner child and becoming carefree. So let's talk about real quick, just reflecting. Make sure you do that. Spend time reflecting on your childhood, journaling, like I mentioned. That free write, I like to call it a free write. It can be a really powerful tool to express your feelings, memories, experiences, any criticisms, any fears that have been ingrained in there, some conditioning. Visualizations. You do think about meeting your inner child. Picture what they look like. You can even draw them. Or think about hugging them. I know when I was doing this, I was hugging myself. You'll have to excuse, there's like a frog in my throat.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. We are near the end of the show today. We're going to save her voice for her next opportunity to share some content with you. I told you I got your back. Don't worry about it.
I'm laughing.
I got you
That's
covered.
never happened.
But you got something on the screen, and we're going to be ending the show because we've got 3 or 4 more shows left today for NATV Network. But go right ahead, Crystal, so we can say goodbye to everybody right now.
Yeah, so if you guys just keep in mind as you play, as you move forward, love yourself, move out of your head, move out of your ego and into action. Do something, do anything. And it helps you move into your inner child. And that's it. It's pretty simple. Be present, be you, be authentic, be your inner child.
That's pretty good. That was pretty simple. I like that. That's pretty good. Everybody, we appreciate you being here. We are going to exit, but Crystal and I will be back later today. We're going to kidnap Susie with a Z, and excellent job. Dr. Marnie Hill giving you some love on the screen. Everybody, we'll see you later. Another show's coming up in about an hour or so from now, I believe. We're going to be with Gemma Blythe and talk about a number of other things. But stay tuned on NATV Network here on our Friday, a set of Friday live shows on YouTube. Great job. Really enjoyed it. Everybody, Crystal, I know you guys have been knowing her for about 4 or 5 years now. She's been here with the channel. Appreciate you sharing your content. Everybody, please subscribe to her channel. I'm going to put this up right now on the way out. Let's see. I got something for you, Crystal. That for you there. So everybody, please show some love to Crystal. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. Show your love and support. We really appreciate it. She's got nothing but organic growth. She's not buying subscribers or nothing like that. Like a lot of people, it's all organic. And your journey of information that you give is organic as well. Everybody, I think I got a video of everybody, Crystal. So let me do that too. Everybody, see you later. Hope you enjoy the video. And everything else we got going for you today as we warm up the tubes, get ready for the rest of the day. See, you got me up here early in the morning here in California, man. It's like it's still in the 9 o'clock hour. You had coffee, I didn't.
I know, and I'm the one with the product. Thanks for hanging with me. I wasn't expecting that.
No worries. Let's go ahead and give them a video on the way out. And I think you got one more to see. Marnie, thanks a lot. You got some comments on the way out here. Appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing to her channel. She's letting you know she's subscribing now. Everybody, we appreciate all of you. Enough of me. And Marnie, thanks for being a member of the channel also. And everybody else, if you'd like to be a member of the channel, there's a lot of things coming your way. We'll let you know more about it. But you can jump in and become a member at $5.99. It'll be worth it. I guarantee you that there'll be a lot of live events and a lot of things that you'll be able to enjoy. Everybody, let me grab this video. Here we go.
Thank you for watching and subscribing to NATV Network, New Attitude TV.